Hello there, my internet friends. I'm Dakian. This is Monday, the 16th of January 2017, and my weekly update on painting. Let's start out with these little beasties. You'll notice that I'm not finishing stuff in the order I started it, but that's because some things are just easier and faster to paint than others. So the pirates take a while, but animals, they're pretty quick because essentially a shark is two colors. There's a dark gray on top and a light gray on the bottom, and you know the line between them took me a little wet blending to do, but well, yeah. As you can see, I got these clear stands, and they are clear now because I didn't varnish them. I also took the advice. Well. I looked. There was a comment from one of my viewers on a previous post about super glue also clouding up these clear bases, and I did remember that from a previous experience. So what I did was simply use very little of it, use it very sparingly, which is always a good idea with super glue in any way. And here's the final shark. There's the hammerhead. Yeah, and I kept them semi-gloss because, you know, make it look like they're underwater and glistening. Now, this dire crocodile is pretty effing huge. You know what? I should compare it with something. This was unscripted. Here's a normal size crocodile that I've painted previously, which is from Wargames Foundry, I believe. Foundry Miniatures. And this huge dire crocodile from Reaper is, you know, as you can see, very large by comparison. But it was not a difficult paint job for all that. I mean, animals are simple. But wait, there's more. There's this little fellow. You might remember that I started this miniature a while back, a long while back. This is Blaine from the, let's see, it's the Dungeon Saga Kickstarter by Mantic. And I started painting his beast. Then I sort of lost interest and I mothballed this mini for a long while. But I just pulled him out of mothballs and finished him off just very quickly and simply. Yeah, maybe I should have highlighted the cape a bit more, but I kind of like the contrast between the dark cape and the relatively light colors on the body. And yeah, so that's one more to the finished pile. Now looking at these pirates, it's possibly still seems like there's more white than paint on them, but I'm advancing steadily. I've finished up, I think, mostly the skin tones, the eyes, the lips, the hair on all these guys, and started a little bit on the clothing. I started out painting some boots and shoes brown, but then I decided, no, I want these to be bright, flamboyant pirates with, you know, primary colors. And yeah, so doing the clothing is the next thing. On the sea creatures here, not a lot of done. I've base coated the metallic portions. I decided they should not have iron weapons if they're underwater. I'm gonna do them coppery or bronze, and so I put a brown base coat for that. So yeah, still working progress. So I've assembled and primed this set, the Scourge of Sudurham from Gale Force 9, which is a set of resin miniatures multi-piece, which took some preparation work. For example, the swords, it's still not completely straight. This saber was really bent, and I had to use hot water to straighten it out. Similarly, this guy's sword is, yeah, it's pretty straight now. Not perfect, but what you gonna do? And yeah, had to attach some arms and stuff. In this guy here, I had to do the opposite, because you see his hand and these flames, I suppose they are, they're a single separate piece, and that was straight on the sprue. So I actually had to bend it, again using hot water to soften it up and then bend it into position, so I could fit this onto the base instead of it just sticking out into midair. That would have looked really, really odd. And that took some work. It was kind of tricky getting it to align with both the hand and the base here. I didn't completely manage it. There's some filler, there's some gap filling that hopefully you can't see too well because of the priming. And I'll cover it up with paint some more later. And here's another magician. His staff is a little crooked maybe still, but oh well. You can't win them all. And finally, the monk. The separate parts here were the right arm and the ponytail. Well, let's see if I get anything done on these by next week. And it's time to show you some toys that arrived this week. Well, it arrived earlier actually, but I'm spacing these out. We have a package from Heresy Miniatures that I got because they had a sale in December, and I got a lot of different stuff. Now, much of this it's a big box, but much of it is actually bases. This is my supplier for these really, really big oval bases. So I got, let's see, 5 of those. And I also bought some, I think these are supposed to be 60 millimeter, or are they? Wait a minute. Not sure. No, these are the 60s. That's right. These must be the 32s. Did I order 32s? Yeah, you're right. I got 32s. Cheaper than from Games Workshop. And another mini set, and a big scenic base with a lot of skulls on it, a resin base, which is also 60 millimeters. I can take this out and show you. Let's see. This is a really, really big base, but it's really only the full area of the base is not available to place a mini on. It's really just the top plateau here. So you need some sort of humanoid placed with feet like that and looking in that direction, I think, would be the best. Or maybe the other way. Somebody who's climbed up these stairs and is advancing in that direction, perhaps? Well, we'll see. Anyway, the ones I picked up otherwise are practically all of them female adventurers of various kinds, I believe. I had pretty much all the male hero figures from Heresy since before, so I just completed my collection by picking up the females as well. And there's a bunch of them. Not much to say, really. Anyway, that was what I got done and what I'm planning to do and the new stuff that arrived this week. So that's a video, and I'll see you again in a week. Until then, have a good week painting. This is Daki Yan, signing off.